And then the younger gentleman made a joke like, is it okay if we sleep together in the same bed? That's not funny.
Beautiful Earthlings. It's March 11th, 2025, and your girl actually took a bit of a break. I have become a sort of hibernating human where I take breaks during the winter just because it's so cold and my body is exhausted from the year of riding and pushing myself. So I took a little bit of a break. I had some health issues, but now I'm back on the road. So we're actually leaving Adana today and going to Mount Nemrut. I don't think we're gonna make it all the way because let's see how far it is. It's 415 kilometers away, and that'll take us 7 hours with no breaks. And we haven't ridden in a while, so I don't think we're gonna make it. So we might split that up into 2 days. We'll see. I don't know, we're gonna figure this out. And I actually replaced the battery and had the carbs cleaned. So that was a really good decision because she was having trouble starting the last, I don't know, 6 months. Like she would never. Hi.
Hey.
Do I know you?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Are you taking vlog?
I am.
Okay. I don't wanna.
Hi. What's your name?
It's Emir.
Emir.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm just talking to myself. My bike is fine.
I like it. Where are you from?
California.
Oh, California?
Yeah.
United States?
Yes.
So you just have come here by motorbike? Or
I started in Croatia, so I flew to Croatia, and
Okay.
I've been riding for 3 years.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
That was hella cute. I didn't expect that. So his name is Emre, and he's actually in university. He goes to Čukurova University, and he's actually studying to be an English teacher, which is super cool because we could have like a whole conversation. And he was telling me that he visited New York and worked at a child's camp. So yeah, he's so nice. So it's kind of hot and we're gonna move. So let's do this. All right, we just pumped gas and we're trying to look for food. It's 1:30, but I just realized it's Ramadan, so I think we're gonna be SOL. Are they open? I don't think they're open. They look like they're cleaning. Are you open? No. Okay, let's turn around. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see what instant stuff we can find at A101. Okay, this is another roadside lunch, and I found this packet of beans. Look how delicious it looks. I got some bread. The bread was way too big. It was like this big, and I just ripped it in half and I gave it to some kid. And he was like, no, 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 take it to your journey, in Turkish. And I was like, no, 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 this is too big for me. And after some convincing, I finally convinced this like 8-year-old kid to take half my bread, which is good because I don't want to carry it. And hopefully he gets a snack. So this is how I have figured out how to eat this packet of beans on the road. Ow! So loud. It's a small village, but this road is super busy. Where am I? I'm in Mustafa Bailey. It's already 2 o'clock, so it's good to get some food. Nobody's watching. I'm gonna be in. Wait till this car passes. I don't want people to know I'm an animal immediately. It is 10:45 p.m. and what is Crystal still doing riding? Okay, well sometimes I do ride this late, but boy do I have a story, and this is not a unique story, but I'll tell it when I find a spot to camp and I'm all settled. So give me like an hour and a half.
Okay, Crystal is set up in her tent. She's nice and cozy, and I'm camping around this lake at the end of a farmer's track. I hope they don't like drive a tractor here in the morning and wake me up, because this is definitely not a public road and there's like fields of trees over here. So anyways, why did I go camping? Well, I stopped by the village of Golbasi and I intended to go camping. Like, I got my dinner and I was eating my food on my bike, just like in the dark or whatever. Someone runs across the street and he doesn't speak any English, and he's like, I want to invite you to eat with us. And what a nice way to invite me. So I ride my bike over, and it's a bunch of dudes. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them. That's fine. That's just how the culture is. We're talking and we're using Google Translate, and one of them asks if I want to crash with him. He has like space. And then there was just something going on. Like, one of the older dudes was like shaking his head, and then he was using Google Translate like, you can stay with me, I will leave, and you can have my place by yourself. And so there were 2 dudes asking me. So I was like, that's kind of weird. But I couldn't read the situation because I was asking the older gentleman, like, because he gave me this look and I couldn't read what it was, but he kind of didn't want me to stay with the younger dude. And then I asked him, like, oh, why is it bad if I stay with the younger dude? And he was like, no problem, as though, like, now realizing he just didn't want to create, like, conflict. And I just went with the younger dude because the younger dude is the one that, like, invited me over to eat with them. And so I say yes because one of the other dudes vouched for the younger dude, like, oh, he's, like, my brother, you'll be safe, blah, blah, blah. And I look at him in the eye, and he looks like he's telling the truth. And so I follow the younger dude home on my bike. And I'm like, you know, the whole situation was kind of like, I didn't feel threatened or unsafe or anything. It was just like not pure. That's what it felt like. And not genuine, like, because I couldn't understand Turkish. And so I was like, I wonder what the situation. I was like, first I'd like to see your place, and then I'll decide if I want to stay, and then we can grab my stuff. So I went up, and I mean, it's a bunch of blankets on the floor, and there's like 4 people living there, but it's just beds, right? And I was like, oh, this is probably what the older gentleman was looking at me like. There's a bunch of people living there, like I'm not there by myself. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to understand the situation. And then I see an empty room. There's like no furniture, and I'm like, oh, I'd rather stay in here. And the guy's like, oh, it's really dusty and dirty. And he's like, can you just tolerate it for one night? Like, he's using Google Translate, so I couldn't, the translation wasn't clear. And so I was like, okay, sure. So I just grabbed all my stuff, went back up, and I like washed my face. And then I realized one of the guys we were sitting with was texting, and he was asking if I wanted anything like soda, chips, or something. And then he had asked, like, do I want beer and alcohol? And like, that was kind of like a red flag. And I was just like Google translating, like, I'm super tired, like I'm not trying to drink or anything. And he's like, yeah, I understand. And then one of the guy who was offering to buy stuff came. He came with like soda and chips and whatever. And then the younger gentleman made a joke like, is it okay if we sleep together in the same bed? And I wasn't laughing at it. And I like Google translated, like, that's not funny. And I don't think he understood it, because then he like did it again and was like, I'd really like to sleep together. And at that moment I was like, I'm done with this. I got really serious, and I like Google translated, like, this isn't funny. So I started like packing all my stuff, and the other guy felt the tension, so he just was like, he like left. And then the younger dude, he was like, I don't understand, like, don't leave, blah blah blah. But like at that point my mind was already made up. There were just too many signs, and I wasn't comfortable anymore. So that's why Crystal's camping, and I'm so much happier. I'd rather get squished by a tractor than... Oh, there's a car coming. Okay, false alarm. the car went the other way. So that's why Crystal is camping, and I was like, he was just trying to convince me to stay the whole time while I was like putting all my bags on my bike and like gearing up and everything. And I like was telling him like, I'd rather be outside than let you disrespect me. And he was just like, I don't know what I said, please don't misunderstand me, like where will you go, like it's not safe for you at night. And I was just thinking like, it's not safe with you. So yeah, I'm so much happier. I'm very proud of myself that I left and just didn't stay the night because it was safe and convenient and like whatever reason. I didn't need to force myself to be in the situation, and I would rather be outside dirty, unshowered than let myself be disrespected like that. Like that's so messed up. And he was like, what can I do for you to forgive me? And I was just like, don't treat any guest or woman like this ever again. And I left. Okay, the drama. Man, I can't even like ride one day without harassment. Like I literally left today from Madonna and I get, I mean, it's nice to be invited, but you never know the situation. And this happens, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna have an amazing night's sleep.